Tired of sifting through endless resumes? Introducing Eva, your AI-powered profile matcher. Simply input your job requirements and let Eva do the rest. Revolutionize your hiring process with Eva, the smarter, faster way to build your dream team. Ready to unlock the power of AI in your recruitment journey? Try Eva now. Spearsoft. Empower your hiring journey with artificial intelligence.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Value Seller Talks with Deepak Bajaj, where we dive into the journeys of leaders and innovators who are shaping the future of their industries. Today, we have an exceptional guest with us, Praveen Puram, the co-founder and the CEO of Spearsoft, a visionary IT leader with over 25 years of experience in quality assurance as well as quality engineering. We call it QA and QE, IT consultancy, and digital transformation. Praveen has been at the forefront of providing cutting-edge QA/QE solution and established businesses optimize quality and speed while keeping costs under control. Beyond his role as CEO, Praveen is also the host of the popular podcast Insights with Praveen Puram, where he connects with thought leaders from across the globe. We are thrilled to have him on the show today to share his journey and insights with us. Welcome, Praveen.
Thank you, Deepak. Thank you for having me.
Praveen, your achievement list is really long, but before we touch them, our audience love to know you as a person first.
So I am Praveen Puram Deepak. I am born and brought up in India, south part of India, which is in Telangana. There is a small town called Mehboob which is 100 kilometers from Hyderabad. So that is where I was born, and I studied until graduation there, and then moved to Hyderabad, which is a metro city, top metro city in the India. And I started my post-graduation from Hyderabad, and then the journey started into software industry. So I started as a developer, a Java developer, and because of the 2001, there was a dip on the Y2K. Since then, there was layoffs and all those kinds of stuff in the environments. Then I moved into QA. The QA/QE started at that time. It was initially called testing. So that's where I started, okay, let me move into the testing. And I started the testing journey, learned my own, and then, served in one of the institutes and learned more, and then got into an organization. So from there, I began my story. Almost 25 years I have been traveling from a software engineer to I have retired from the corporate world as an associate vice president, and I have made different roles like leads, manager, associate vice president. That was the last one, from directors and all. So that was a great journey. Then I moved into globally. I started in UK as the first foreign country. Then I worked there for 2 years and learned more from the cultural differences and also the work perspective, and then moved to US in 2009 finally. So I'm finally feeling that this is my destination. Right now, this is my 15th year in, almost 15th year in US. I am based out of Georgia, coming. So that's the journey from the IT perspective, Deepak. As you rightly said, that I also host podcast. And I'm very, very happy that, being in the flip position, right? It is always different. This is my second podcast, me as a guest to someone. So I enjoy doing that. And I started this really for the Indo-American community. I feel that there is no one who focuses on Indo-Americans, not only from the career perspective, from the different professions perspective, like doctors, celebrities, lawyers, and politicians who are aspirant politicians. So I bring them onto my show. It's not only that, businesses, corporates, bringing the trends in different quality engineering space and entrepreneur journey. And recently I started with the high schoolers. Yesterday was my first show on high schooler. I definitely want to do more on the high schoolers, because most of the Indo-American community has bicultural way, how they experience their journey with the Americans. So these kind of things I wanted to really bring the flavor. And many parents complain about what's happening because their expectation is from India, but they are born and brought up in US. So how do we need to balance that? So with that said, that I started during pandemic. So podcast was never in my agenda, and it came out because of the pandemic.
And congratulations for starting that high schoolers, because this is I understand it's a untouched area and they need a lot of support and lot of motivation also. And with your guidance and your experience, definitely they are going to achieve a new heights.
Thank you, Deepak. Definitely, I will do that.
Especially your experience on this in the QA QE domain in the IT world. So can you share with us what inspired you to dive into this particular quality engineering specific area?
Excellent question. So to be very, very honest and transparent, because of my job, I lost my job in Java development. So I thought there is a boom, there is a need for quality engineering, quality assurance, or it was initially called as testing, then quality assurance, and then quality engineering, just to give the background. So I thought that there is a potential opportunity for testing. Every application, every integration, everything should be tested, right? So I thought that will be a good journey. Then I started that into that. And over a time, I learned, I evolved myself, learned different technologies, and then, served different kinds of customers, domains. So that's where I started my quality engineering journey, Deepak. And I thought I will not move out of it. I know that even AI ML comes in, but still I wanted to plug into my quality engineering and then go forward with that. That's where this evolved, Deepak.
Yeah, you rightly, and thanks for clarifying that testing and the quality engineering is the same thing, but with a little bit more comprehensive name and more advanced name. Thanks for that. So, any movement from your early experience which has shaped your career path or this transformation which happened?
Yeah, absolutely. Because when you see my role was only with the quality engineering space, and that too with the independent testing organization. What do you mean by independent testing organizations? Mean the companies which do only quality engineering, they don't do any development. So when you come from that background, you be like an auditor, right? When you go into the other space, you develop, I test. But when you develop and test, your thought process will be that everything is tested correctly, right? But when I come in, it will be like a third party eye, and there will be some discipline in there. And processes, the governance, the calculation of the metrics, and how the trends are going on from release to release, how the user experience is happening. So those definitely evolved from time to time. And every now and then I used to go for a different client. So different clients have different challenges, issues. So that made me more strong to understand. And always being in my 25 years of journey working with someone, then I thought that I could do something else, but there are so many policies, so many bureaucracy, political situation which never allowed me to do. So that's where I started my own company. And I thought that what the customer needs, what can I serve? And how can I transform the journey of the people who works for me? So that is the intention most of the time bothered me, and then I started my journey as a Spearsoft.
So I understand when you say auditor, so they have to be super specialist, as
Absolutely.
well as the person who should be a vendor agnostic, or there should be no bias for anyone.
Exactly. So I always used to tell the story to the customer. Hey, when you are bringing me, most of the time people will be scared that their jobs will be gone, or these guys will take over our jobs. I always used to say that we ensure that we put a governance. We do, with our experience, we bring the testing processes, and we ensure that we support facilitate your journey, not to take over your job. So that will make them calm down, and then I used to really expand my services, and of course make them happy to delegate the entire quality engineering activities to us. So that's where I used to definitely provide some guidance and also thought leadership and how to strategize and then how to expand. So that has been my journey, Deepak.
And I certainly believe the handling the human resistance is more complicated than the system itself.
So there is nothing that any company is growing without people, Deepak. If they are saying that is not at all truth. If you have good people, you will grow. If you have good connections and network, you will grow. no matter you are an expert or not, but I always believe in three or four things in my company: trust, communication, transparency, commitment. These are the four items. When I recruit any people from the offshore, I tell them that if you have these four, I can teach you. Otherwise, your talent will not be useful to me.
And this message is for every person who is listening to us, because this is something which they may miss or they don't want to think on a broader way. Today, in the money-centric professions, the people generally miss all these factors. And thanks for touching base with these parameters again. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepak.
As a co-founder and the CEO of Spearsoft, this company has making a waves in the IT consulting space, and it's not a new name. It's now becoming a benchmark. So thanks for all your efforts as well as your team efforts. But what was as you mentioned, but I just want to take some more points from your side. So what was the driving vision behind starting Spearsoft?
Absolutely, that's a wonderful question. And I also wanted to tell the journey because this is very important for others also to think through. So apart from my quality engineering job, you know that I am into media. I support any of the Indo-American events here during the weekend. I cover those events and report it on the TV. And I started doing this Insight with Praveen Puram podcast. So many people trust me. They come to me seeing with all the celebrities and all, people will think and that I can give the jobs to them. Then always that my mind will say that, hey, God has given me that sort of network. Now it's time for me to, come into entrepreneurship for a couple of years, see if it works, then I can touch others' life. So that is the main emotional point which made me, I should have a freedom, right? So today, anyone from India or US, they keep calling me saying that, hey, my son is there. Can you give an internship? My son is there. Can you get a job? So that made me more emotional. But when I come onto the ground, it is very tough to manage a company. It is not easy. Then, today I am in a position that I could give anyone who is my friend's son or anything to give an internship at offshore. That is easy for me because I have some projects. It is in my hands. Sometimes whatever you pay to them, it doesn't matter. It matters the corporate culture. It matters their experience. It matters to be within the environment. So now I would proudly say that I gave 5 to 6 people internship at offshore. But still, in my mind, I have on-site. There are so many people after the pandemic, people are coming to study. Not only MS, Deepak, they are coming for undergrad nowadays. Because people have so much money, but when they come here, are they getting jobs? No. So now my last goal is to achieve that if someone parents call, like for example, Deepak calls me and say, hey, my friend or my sister's son is here. Can I get a job? Or can I guide? I should be in that position. So I didn't start this company to make millions of dollars. This company I started only with this emotion, and second thing, to serve the customer and make my at least salary. That is what my intent. If I make that, I'm achieved. And at least I should give in a couple of years, 100 lives I need to touch. That's my goal. I came into this. I started slowly. And then, today I'm proud to say that we are almost touching 40, 45 people.
The purpose is clear. So you always get the direction.
Exactly.
Most of the organizations, they only go with the money as a purpose, but money is always a byproduct.
Yes, exactly. So all these interviews I did, people always suggested me good things. Some people used to ask me what you will get out of it. I don't get anything out of it. I spend my money, but I get valuable time of the people who has a tremendous experience. They share, they guide, they mentor me. So those are the people I got. And today out of 10, one is helping me to get a project because they trust me. So as you rightly said, money is a byproduct. I'm eagerly waiting for those moments, not to get millions, but my salary. Right? After 25 years without salary, it is very difficult to live in US, right? So that is my goal.
Definitely. And I understand. So as you mentioned, the situation is different when you are on the ground, but with the motive and the motivation to help the people who are there, it's a tremendous job. Thank you for picking it up. Now, if I stay on the Spearsoft, so as a company, how it evolved over the time to meet the challenges of today's technical landscape, which is changing every day.
Absolutely. So if you see, Deepak, any technology is not stable. Every maybe 5 to 8 years, you see there is evolving. If you see 2001, there is a Y2K. Then if you see 2008 or so, then cloud, digital, and then pandemic, especially you saw digital has like boomed like anything. Everything should be done digitally. Then now AI ML. So what I feel is if you are in this field, you need to keep on innovating. If you see Spearsoft, I started with quality engineering because that is what I know from years. I don't want to start anything new. But believe me, after a year, slowly we started resource augmentation. Then we got a couple of projects. Then we started into automation. Then we started into cyber security. Then we started into hyper automation. And then afterwards, then I stopped and thought AI is coming. What should I do? Do I have money to recruit any expert in AI? I said to myself, no, because I'm the only single person working here. And believe me, without salary, you have to work for some years. And especially when you are into testing, people, the other side of the world, client will be expecting some domain expertise, which I do not have. So last year, I started thinking what to do, how I need to stand up this domain expertise. I only have testing expertise, but people ask domain expertise. So even if you go and hire in the market, you will not get that thought leaders. You will just get executors. And because of the pandemic, people are doing multi jobs. So it is very hard to control people. Then I thought myself, why don't I do some concept where you can get some leaders into the company parallelly who are aspirants of becoming an entrepreneurs, but they cannot because of this reason. They cannot get salary. They have to maintain their complete family. And that is where I thought I coined a term called VIP, Vertical Integration Partner. So what it means is, for example, if you are a BFSI, finance, banking, insurance expert, right? You are working somewhere. But if I want any solutions to be given to the customer, I need only 1 or 2 hours of your time. So can I lend your knowledge here? So I will ask always, Deepak, why don't you join us? And whenever it is required, you can refer and go back. Rest all we will do. So simply, I wanted to say, I started coining the term as VIP and telling that this particular company is yours. Make this as a platform. You come, throw your expertise, build some capabilities, go away. Then, we will have some passive income that way. Okay. So with that said, some of the people are coming as an advisors to me. Some of them are coming, sometimes, the mid-level leaders and above, most of them are laying off now. If you see the company's trend, in the AI space, they wanted to invest and they wanted to drop the leaders who are no more, everyone wants to do a flat management, right? If Deepak is my direct reportee, he should be hands-on and do. If Deepak is a postman, then I don't need Deepak. Typically, this is going to happen. So that is exactly what was happening. So when Deepak is coming out, 6 months, he'll not get a job. Then I'll reach out to Deepak and say, hey, why you are banging your head? You do your trials. Come here. You are expert in financial, for example. Come and prepare some content for us. Do a collaborative work here until you get a job. Let's have this as your base. So that way, I have now 5 to 6 people. Believe me, I got AI experts whom I, with their help, I could get some capabilities, some services. I started going and sitting in front of CIOs, talking with AI. So where I started with quality engineering. I went on to hyper automation, now AI. So we build platforms. People who are passionate, they don't have opportunities in their company. They are coming with me and working free and making platforms with me. So that is the journey, I would say, network beauty. When you have time to network, when you have time to communicate, you will have that fruits. So that's where I wanted to tell to all your viewers, money is not only one thing which will make you success. Of course, money is required, but also your network is one. If you see me in 3 years, I can make this progress. I worked with other companies where they wanted me to lead this in US, but I failed because bureaucracy, politics, money spending will not be according to my vision. Someone in the layer will come, he will think that it will not work out and it will not happen. So that is where I am proud to say that I'm success and I'll be more successful. Always I'm positive. If nothing is there, you go back to the work. That's where I believe, and that's where my journey, Deepak.
I'm flattered with your transparency because no one talks about so openly. And this type of model is actually a win-win-win model. Win for the person who is sharing his expertise, win for you to provide a platform and the collaboration, and the win for the end client as well because he is getting everything from the trusted partners.
Absolutely, Deepak, and also I'm putting it on documents as well, Deepak, because if you see, there are so many companies which do this partnership, right? For example, if you see Deloitte, PwC, they have partner concept. Means you come, bring your clients, manage the P&L, and take them. So what is he doing? He's doing the same concept, but I'm doing little more transparency. So when you come with your project, you will manage it. You will know, because you might be thinking Praveen will take away, and then I don't believe in that money. So definitely, I'm very sure people will come. They will make this company as a platform success. I'm telling you. Note down these words. Definitely within 2-3 years, this will go to the next level.
If the intention is clear and that transparency and trust and commitment is there, so there's no looking back. So I'm more positive and more hopeful.
Thank you, Deepak.
And obviously, wherever the value seller can contribute, we are always there.
Absolutely.
So remaining in the technology, because most of our audience are from the technology space. So what are the key areas which you have been involved in driving digital transformation and cloud solutions? And what are some major trends you see in this space?
So I think you pointed out right things. Like if you see before AI, it is like cloud transformation and digital transformation. So digital transformation is hand in hand with cloud transformation. Without cloud nowadays, it is very difficult to do. So from QA point of view, if you think, the more you incorporate new channels, like for example, if you say digital, everyone wants everything in mobile, everyone wants in app, everyone wants in browser, they want in different Mac, books, Windows, everything, right? So more and more these opportunities come for me, more and more quality engineering. So what I do is I keep track of the partnership relationships. When you see partnership relationships, for example, browser stack is there, Lambda test is there. So these are the things which we can test the same application in different flavors or different channels. So I keep track of my quality engineering in those aspects. For example, if cloud transformation is coming, then I need to think about what cloud I need to focus on, right? What securities I need to focus on. When you talk about cloud, it's all about infrastructure, which is not my area. My area is only test. When something is done, how can I simulate that and test and pass it, right? So the more and more opportunities in digital transformation, more and more customer user experience comes into picture. Then more and more deployments happen. When more and more deployments happen, then I have to think how more and more automation can be done. How can I utilize the tools? So I can't be an expert in all that, but now how I need to partner with the tools, right? When you want to simulate something with that tool, I need to have a partnership. So if you see 3 years back, since 3 years, partnership is playing a role in every organization, no matter what. For example, if Catalan is a tool, I wanted to partner with them because I will get some support with them. New releases I will come to know. Then I will also understand the customer experiences and then merge it. So that way I started. Now my team is already working on how you need to do AI enabled. Everyone talks about AI, right? I spoke recently 3 CIOs, but they were also thinking how these services can be used. What can I transform? How can I transform? Where do I need to start? So now I'm thinking, everyone are talking AI, but it's not reality when you go. But only most of the time, customer contact centers, these are the areas where it has been successful. If you see ChatGPT, now how many people use ChatGPT? If you see, very few, 40% of the total. Somewhere I saw in the research analyst, 30-40% are using. But now it stuck to me. Now I need to start a training, right? How to increase the productivity of the resources, not doing anything on the AI, ML, generative AI, but at least how to use them. So today, every mail I write, I am referring with the ChatGPT. I am trying to test with it and write in a professional way. But of course, our intervention is there, right? But I'm transforming, I'm optimizing, increasing my productivity by writing more clarity, right? So it is really useful. So now we started testing through AI enabled as well, digital transformation, everything all falls into AI now. How I can plug in AI in everywhere. So that's all about keeping myself up to date on the technology, Deepak.
And also you're training the chat GPT also. You're creating your
Absolutely.
own models, right?
Absolutely. So there is no way that you cannot do that, right? Either you have to adopt that LLM into my system and then keep the data for myself, or you have to go to the chat GPT. So I don't know, there you need, definitely security comes into play, but still we have to figure it out and then move. If you see in our organization, I have done that. We have stood up a GPU with a small company. We stood up a GPU and we started doing that. And we are giving some small services on the AI. If you see in my website, you can see that for recruitment, how recruitment, what kind of platforms I am building, which is useful to me initially. I'm not trying to sell as a product, but it is shaping to a phase that now products are developed unknowingly with my need. So we never know, this plugin might be bought by someone and then one day we will go to the next level.
And I'm attracted with the word written below, Eva, how you pronounce it. So tell us.
When you see quality engineering or quality assurance, it is nothing but testing, right? Testing means you have a certain expected result and the actual result, they should match. So it is matching concept, right? That's why then I thought, what I am doing, I am evaluating the actual versus expected, right? So that's why I took the word from evaluate, EVA of the evaluate, and then put the platform name as EVA. Nothing is on the rock. Nothing is like, I didn't have intelligence. All our team, we sat, they did a due diligence and they came up with a name. I don't know how this evolved also. To be honest, credit to my team at Offshore. They are excellent. My partner too is an amazing guy. He keeps himself up to date. He motivates the people. Believe me, a 1 year old, 1 year experienced guy, if you tell today, he will do too. That sort of people already are there. I'm very confident that we can build anything.
Oh no. So I'm flattered, as I mentioned, I flattered with the name Eva. So definitely evaluate with AI. So that's the as per the ongoing trend.
Anything, Deepak, anything you can be evaluating, right? For example, there are some auditing rules, policies. You read the policies from the chat GPT, identify all of them, and then you read with the Gen AI technology, you read those documents, you read that picture and keep that and match them. If they are matching, then you give a score based on the policy. Then the auditing becomes like, oh, he's 80% compliant. Then I gave all these items to the Power BI in front end where they can see the nice evaluation report. So that's where this can be used for anything. The reason we did it is we can use for anything. If you give a use case, we will do and we will give it. That's the theme behind that.
Perfect example, and that is what is required. And actually the complexity happen when you start matching it.
Absolutely.
So, because most of the people have this comprehension that the tools are available, just put in the data and they give it the outcome, which is not happen. That you need expertise, you need some controlling power on top of that.
Exactly, you pointed out the expertise. To sell my expertise, I'm creating this. But because of the expertise I created this, now this is becoming like a product based things. So you don't know where you will go. So I'm just building. Me and my partner always think we just need to do and move on. Something will happen. That's the main agenda.
I'm pretty much sure the people who are listening to us, they will understand what is available, because this time is not the time to reinvent the wheel. It's to do a collaboration and move on together.
Absolutely, Deepak. Now, you told a right point. Collaboration is the only one we can be successful. Otherwise, you need to pump money, do nothing. At the end of the day, you will not achieve. Until and unless you have an organized stream structure, but every entrepreneur will not be, first-time entrepreneur will not know all those stuff. And people will never spend time without money, right? So it is very tough for an entrepreneur. So collaboration is the only one I thought which I can be successful. That is my strength, right? If you see, my strength is that one. So that is where I'm bringing new people, talking to them, understanding their product, where I can collaborate, I'm collaborating and being success.
Right example with a practical example. So I am pretty much sure you are connected with a lot of people after this session. You mentioned about first-time entrepreneurs or the startups. So as we know, Spearsoft is known for helping these startups with their QA, QE needs to release quality products on time and especially within the budget because it's a major criteria. So tell us about the few unique challenges which the startup faces in this journey.
Absolutely. So, for example, Deepak, let's say you are a startup and you are building a product. Your always focus will be on building it. So you give value for the developers,
Mm,
right? So
correct.
then when you develop, you think that everything is working fine,
Mm,
right? You don't have a third party eye to do testing. And
mm,
when you want to hire a testing, then it is again a budget constraint. So no one wants to spend more money and release late, right? So that's where I was always challenging the startups. Hey, if you want it, you can bare minimum money, you can give it to me. I will test and come out. I'll
mm.
test and come. You need not bear me the whole month. If you need, I will come to you 1 week and test and come out. Pay very minimal. So with that said, I have done for a couple of companies. Now I became their service provider, right? So they also like the concept because if you go for any TCS or any big company, they want 1 month completely,
Correct.
right? So 160 hours, whether you use it or not, 160 hours they need to pay. So
Mm,
that's why for startups, if you see any of the government also provide more subsidies for startup. Why? To build more products, to build more employment, and to bring the revenue to the country, right?
true. True.
Now, the similar way I'm also thinking, let's give them some subsidy in the testing space, show them value, and then continue it. So that way I'm also getting 2-3 resource worth of revenue out of it. So that's why I'm always very clear that startups will not use testing. I wanted to bring them some value add. So that is where I started. I wanted to support startups.
And obviously, once if they are in their go-to-market strategies, if they're going with their product and the product is not up to the mark, definitely they are going to burn a lot of money which they have already spent. So it's better to do again the subsidized support to maintain the right quality and to get them to succeed. And when they succeed, definitely the whole ecosystem will succeed.
Absolutely. And Deepak, think about the other angle. You have a lot of people coming out of the colleges.
Yeah.
You don't have any space. If at all, let's say you have an opportunity to work somewhere, you are busy with your mind. Suppose if you don't have the job for 1 year, psychologically your thought process will be different. Especially in a country like India, when you go out from start of your house, people will ask, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? He's so depressed. So from that angle also, I thought I can give them as an opportunity as interns. See if they are really they are able to gain knowledge and they are able to be successful. I will give them within second month itself. I will provide salary. And even giving an internship, think about it, Deepak. When I invite someone for an internship, the cost to the company is minimum of 6,000 to 10,000, including his infrastructure, laptop, or whatever you call. Now I realize how much pain it is to burn. People think that, oh, it is free, right? Let's give a job. No, I don't have time to train people who doesn't have interest. So from that, I am able to consume some of the interns, put it on this, and they are fresh mind. They will have more thoughts than us. So that's where it is also helpful, as you rightly said. If the product goes with more defects, then the cost of the defect fixing is 10 times. If you see,
Yeah.
but now because the customer experience, you want that, you want this, you want that. So deployments are more deployments, more testing is required. So now it will be more costly. So win-win situation. The interns are getting motivated with the work, and we are supporting the startup with the good product. So similarly, then I am building my base to get more revenue to the company.
Yeah, again, win-win-win model for everyone.
Exactly.
Nowadays, automation and hyper automation have become buzzword in the industry. So, how has Spearsoft integrated these technology in their QA QE framework?
So definitely hyper automation, and then now no one is calling hyper automation. It is all Gen AI, right? So it's all when we were in automation. So automation itself, every day new tool is coming in different areas. So we keep up in the market. We see what is the tool which is giving more with the less, right? So if you see, Deepak, there are so many companies in the market. They don't even have manual testing. To be honest, in US, I'm seeing that. So my tapping is only to those companies initially, and then implement automation. It becomes easy for me to sell. Then I look for the company, the automation tool which has AI enabled. So if you see in mine, Muke Test is one of my partner. Test Trigger is one of the other partner. Catalan is my partner. All these guys have already implemented AI, and they are very less in price. If I want to adopt one or two tools, I don't want to invest thousands of dollars. At least a couple of grand, 3,000 to 5,000, then company will sustain. Otherwise, it is very difficult. That is one area. Now, when you call about hyper automation means what I'm in a layman. I wanted to tell to you, like not only the functional automation, but also there will be operational processes, right? For example, invoice processing is a big one in big companies. Millions of transactions happens in invoices. So if you can automate that, that would be wonderful. So there are many tools like UiPath. There are Cognitos is one of my partner, where they have implemented easily using the NLP language on the hyper automation. So I'm using them as my partner, because the hyper automation itself is not easy. When you go into the system, you need to have some idea on the operations, how to operate, how to every action of the human which you do manually, mundane task, that needs to be hyper automated. So we need a tool which can do the functional plus this operational. So that is where I'm calling simple as hyper automation.
Right.
So to do this, I'm partnering with those kind of tools where it makes my life easy, because they also will come to co-pitch to the customer. So it will be easy. So I have that partnership as well. So now similarly into AI/ML. So it's an evolution. It's not like if hyper automation is coming, automation is going away. So every company has its own strategy. So now my thought process is one tool to other tool. How do you need to convert the code? Because many when I was working 25 years, I used to sit in front of directors, VPs, CIOs. They asked me a question, hey, I have developed this much. I have already invested 200,000. Now you are asking me to a new tool. So skill is another thing. Whatever the tools I have developed, that is gone. The resources doesn't have skill. So it is very tough for me. So how do you ensure that at least 50-60% can be converted? That is another challenge I'm trying to do, but it is very difficult. You cannot. By the time I started thinking about that, now AI has come. So my focus went into AI. So these are the changes happening, Deepak, and you cannot avoid this. Every day you'll have new challenge.
The name of AI, ML, and the automation or hyper automation, the only thing which is giving you the price benefit is because of the scalability. So as you mentioned, the scalability is the key to success nowadays.
Absolutely. If you don't scale, see, now the problem also is becoming in the company. If you see Spearsoft, most of the work is done by me and my partner, right? From the marketing, sales, delivery. So now we started last 2 months, me and my partner started thinking how to scale, right? We need to have people who have that caliber, and everyone wants more salary, but they don't want to take the ownership. We failed also in couple of projects. We failed because people are not appropriate. So again, tying back to your initial conversation, people are this success. No matter what tool you have, if you have the knowledge how to manage that, how to control that, you will be, otherwise you will not be successful. So this is what I'm struggling. People, we need good people.
Exactly. So the ownership and the accountability, that's what is required, and the rest you will train, right?
Absolutely. See, that is what evolving, Deepak. So if you see, I didn't have any branding. Slowly, if you see last 6 months, if you see, the branding has become, now I got like 3,500 to 4,000 followers. It is not easy. You see big companies also, they don't focus on brand, but I am focusing on brand because I know, being in the market, being with the community, I know it is very important to focus on that. Now I started lead generation to the system. So every time you add someone, your operational cost increases, and then the cash flow will become a tough, and end of the day, every day you'll have new things, but you still will not make your money as a salary paycheck. So there are a lot of balancing. I'm doing very balanced approach, Deepak, here. So slowly and steadily I'm going. Once I incorporate any system, I think I'll stabilize for 3 months and then think of another one. So now I am thinking in how to organize my processes. So next level is that one. Then I'm evaluating some tools for the company. So it's a journey. It's not one day activity. It's a journey.
Definitely. And this is focus on the next question about the long-term vision of
Mhm.
the organization. So yeah, you have answered very concrete and very simplistic manner. So thanks for that. So moving to the next question. So you have successfully built a long-term relationship with clients, even at the CXO level, and I think the CIOs are your target audience. So
Yes.
what is your approach to building these strategic partnership and maintain mutual trust? That is also very important.
I don't know. My always my interest has been like connecting with people, and once I like the people and the number stores in my mobile or the connection comes into my LinkedIn, I always keep them active.
Hmm.
That's my style from my childhood. I don't know. I have a habit of greeting people on their birthday. So those are the times psychologically you will build that relationship, right? Suppose in this WhatsApp world, you take 1 minute and call WhatsApp and say on his birthday, "Happy birthday, Deepak." You will not forget that. You know, it's a different psychological impact on them. So from childhood, I had that habit. So networking is nothing new to me.
Hmm.
Even if I read any books, also they say the same thing. I don't read books. I don't have a. Now I started developing because of my daughter also forcing me to read books, because now I go and talk and all those kinds of stuff. So, but maintaining the relationship is very important, and especially in the US, your reference, your trust. Whenever I'm talking to you, you can understand what kind of a personality I am, right? So if you can keep that momentum, simplicity, and keeping in touch with them, not only just for your work,
Hmm.
in you need to ask how are you and all those kinds of stuff. So definitely that has been one thing. And I always, even in my 25 years, whomever the CXOs, whomever I work, I have a habit of connecting with them, saying hi, and that is giving now back to me. So in a nutshell, networking is number one priority today's world. If you are not socially active, if you do not know, if you cannot keep your network, it is very tough to today. Every child also, even including my daughter, I said you need to learn to present yourself.
Hmm.
You need to be connected, then you will be successful. You have a lot of technology, you build a product. What will happen if you cannot market? If you see, many startups fail, Deepak. Many startups,
Yeah.
millions of dollars are wasted because they have everything but they cannot sell. So now I'm also focusing on those kind of people. Because of my connects, I wanted to connect them and benefit mutually. That's also I already discussed with you my
Yeah.
next and all. So that is very important. So that is where I keep my connections open. And today, because I am connected and I am doing my podcast, believe me, Deepak, because of the podcast, people like, people comment, people. I keep myself live in the public. So that is very a great asset and blessing to me. I don't know how it came to me, but I continue that. So that's why I maintain my relationship in a very simple format.
Definitely. And that's one question regarding the podcast. I have seen you a lot of podcasts as well. They are very knowledgeable and very interactive, not a one-sided, right? So, what inspired you to start that platform?
So during pandemic, I'm a social guy, Deepak. Every weekend, I used to have one or two events.
Hmm.
Even my wife and everyone knows that if at all I don't go out on that day, I get headache. So during pandemic, almost a year, there are no events. Everything is virtual,
Yeah.
right? So during the weekends, I used to get, Arey, I'm not talking to anyone. I'm not seeing anyone. So I
Hmm.
was frustrated. Then I told myself, now it's time. Why can't I do? There are a lot of organization in US, right? Like regional organizations, chamber of commerce, business organizations. There are so many things. So I thought, let me take Atlanta. I have a lot of connections of all the presidents.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, if you say Chamber of Commerce, in Indo-American Chamber of Commerce. So every one of us are busy in our own world. We don't go, we take care of our family, children, go here and sleep. That's all we do in US, right? If you have business, you go and do. No one knows what's happening in the market apart some people who are active. Then I thought, okay, let me take this Chamber of Commerce, bring that president onto my show and ask questions, simple questions. No need to be what this organization does, who are the audience will be benefited out of it, what are your signature events, how can I be part of this? Tell us some examples how you helped Indo-American communities. These are the 5-6 questions I will ask. Half an hour I'll continue. I was scared initially. Will I be able to do? Then if I ask anyone to edit, they used to ask money. Then I am thinking, to do this, do I need to spend my money? Then I started editing myself. Then I used to do everything from mobile. Then Zoom. Then slowly, because of my media, I asked my team to do. Then they started doing. So that evolved in 3 months. I would say I did more than 80 episodes. So now all the CEOs, presidents, secretaries, or whoever is in charge of that, people loved this. And they said, Praveen, you are doing good things. These are the things no one does. So every time what will happen, a celebrity will come and talk and go. But people like Deepak and Praveen, there is no opportunity to talk. Until you give money, you will do. So this started freely. So that to keep my... So people started telling me, you're doing good, you are doing good, you are doing good. Then I started every week this program. Then now I hired someone to do helping and all. And that the evaluation of this program, and believe me, everyone recognizes now. You feel so happy, right? When someone says, Deepak, I saw your show, it was amazing. Then I used to feel so happy. So that's where I kept myself motivating, because I used to do a job. I used to put my money into it and do this. So I saw the value in it, because the people, I'm touching at least 2 or 3 people. For example, let's say if you are a doctor. Deepak is a doctor, I'm doing interview. For someone who is seeing my flyer thinks that, hey, this Dr. Praveen knows, can I ask him? Then I'll connect both of them. So I'm touching their lives. That's how it started. And today it is continuously running.
Yeah, it's mind blowing, right? 80 numbers is a huge number.
Exactly. People used to tell how you do in every week, because Deepak, you know more than anyone else. It takes 6 hours minimum to do this groundwork, prepare questions, talk to them, do a slot, then flyer, then market. It is a lot of effort. But I used to enjoy. I never used to think that this is too much work for me. It used to go like that. Then slowly I organized supporting system. So now more I need to do a lot of work. I was also asking you so much help for how we can do, because my primary is my tech, not this one. This is my passion. Like some people ask me, what do you get out of it? So I ask simple question, what do you get out of a movie when you go? And happiness, right? End of the day, I get happiness. Some people used to tell, hey, why you are wasting time here? I said, it's my time, my wish. I never used to compromise. This is my happiness. I will do it.
Fulfillment. That's something which resonates with your passion, with your life, with your mission, and the purpose.
Exactly. And I learned, Deepak, a lot of things, how to talk to people. This confidently I'm speaking to you because of all those episodes.
Yeah, exactly. The 80 experience is with 1 hour. So 80 hours you have done the rehearsal, right? I should say. Not rehearsal, basically that's experience.
Absolutely. Now it is very easy for me to talk to anyone. I can convince anyone if you give me 30 minutes, I'll convince you. That power is building in me without my knowledge. So I'm very happy with that.
Pleasure all ours as well. And we can see, the way you are talking, the way you are presenting, and as an individual, it will definitely impact and create a lot of positivity. And the connection I think it's a multiple win situation. It's not just a one episode, it's a connection forever.
Absolutely. Believe me, all these 80 people, they will be ready to help me in any engagement, in any way. That's the asset what I have earned. I don't talk to them every day, but if I ping them, they will answer my call. If they ping me, I will help them. So it's a give and take.
And that's what is required in today's world. So if we look at this IT consulting and quality engineering, so what trend do you think will define the future of these two domains in coming 3 to 5 years?
So if you see the trend from the quality testing after AI, so people definitely think that the life will change, Deepak. Nothing will slow down to my knowledge. But if you don't learn the new technologies, you'll be out. For example, today, if I am only hiring someone, I always think if I'm hiring Deepak, I will think that if Deepak knows manual and automation, then only he'll be useful to me. Otherwise, sorry, Deepak, I can't do anything. I will try myself, but I cannot. So if you see more and more technology, if you adopt, you will survive. Otherwise, you need to take a back seat and do something else where it is required, but you will not be in the limelight. So over and over, your job roles will change. It's not like quality is not going to go away, but quality plus development might mix, right? Then quality and data reporting might mix. So how you present yourself will have to change. So more and more technology is coming. So you will definitely need to learn and change, because technology is becoming more easy. To be honest, there is no requirement of coding nowadays. It's all recording and then playing and all those kinds of stuff. So you need to be diligent with your experience, how to operate that tool. If you can do that, you will survive. Otherwise, you have to reskill and upskill yourself.
No, I totally understand. Nowadays, the low code, no code, this become a trend nowadays.
Absolutely.
So you can become a developer without knowing any single language, or the programming language they call it. So for those aspiring who wants to enter into the IT and the QA industries, or perhaps even start their own venture, their own startups, so what advice would you give them to succeed in this competitive and dynamic changing environment in our technology industry?
Absolutely, Deepak. I think glad you asked this question. For me, if you want to survive, you have to be focused. You have to tell yourself that if I am into QA, I will focus only on QA QE, but adopt the new technologies. Most of the people will read adopting the technologies, but also I will tell you need to adopt the research analyst as well. What is going on in the industry? Am I in this race? If I want to be in this race, what should I learn more? Second thing, in this competitive world, you need to go to some of the meetups, some of the conferences, which are so everything will be expensive sometimes, but you need to pick and choose. At least you need to get out of your house and participate with them and learn at least. Listen to them. Even if it is virtual, listen to that. Never ever think that is waste. If you think that, definitely you will become waste. So you need to keep up with all these things in today's market in your subject. And read some of the white papers, read some of the new technologies which are coming and how it will affect in your 2 to 3 years your job role. If you can think those, it's enough. You need not be master of everything, but in your area, pick one area, pick one tool, pick one technology, move on. And if you want to become an entrepreneur, I told you, if you don't go out socially, you will not be successful in entrepreneur journey, because you need to know a lot of knowledge. So I myself, still I do not know the complete investment strategies, right? How investment happen? If an investment, how do I need to write my business case, right? These are very, very important. Every day now I wanted to start this investment life cycle episodes where I can talk to different people and get that idea. So that is a powerful tool for us. At least we have a podcast where we can call people and then do. So this is what I wanted to learn, because the ecosystem is very important. If you go to them, then they will, for example, merger and acquisition. If I interviewed them, then he tells how you need to keep your company healthy, hygienic, right? So so many things to learn, Deepak. Entrepreneurship is not easy. If you are prepared to do an entrepreneur journey, at least 3 to 5 years, you need to come without salary. Definitely, you will learn lot of things during this journey. You will encounter different people, different mindsets, different kinds of technologies, investment strategies, and how you need to build people management. So many things you'll learn. But you need to have that appetite. 3 to 5 years, you need to focus on that. If you cannot sustain 3 years, you cannot build an entrepreneur journey. That's I can tell from my experience.
Definitely, yeah. The persistence is important. Your hunger to succeed is important, and definitely, that as the time passes, you also have to do a lot of sacrifice. And 9 to 5, you will not get that flavor of 9 to 5, right?
No 9 to 5.
No, 9
Believe
to
me, I wake up 5 o'clock in the morning. Even Saturday, Sunday also, I try to wake up at least 6 o'clock. 1 hour discount on Saturday, Sunday. But I feel that most of the entrepreneurs whom I interviewed, they say that they wake up early 4:30, 4 to 4:30. They finish everything by 6, 6:30 and again be back for the coffee table with their family. So I'm not able to really manage that, but I'm trying to. It's very important because morning times are very precious. That's what I heard from so many people, and it's also in your cultural. If you see and read, this is a precious time.
Agree. So thank you so much, Praveen, for joining us today and sharing your invaluable insight. From founding Spearsoft to helping startups thrive and hosting thought-provoking conversation on your podcast, your journey is truly inspiring and motivational. So to our listeners, thank you for tuning into another episode of Value Seller Talks with Deepak Bajaj. We hope you found today's discussion insightful and full of actionable takeaways.
Thank you, Deepak, for having me. And it's a privilege to have on your show. I keep following you, how you interact with people. Please keep doing this, and I'm sure that we will be successful together. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And to the audience, until next time, this is Deepak Bajaj signing off.